Right, just heading into the Ventnor Botanic Gardens. You have to be a member just to walk in, otherwise you have to pay up at the visitor centre stroke cafe. God, it's really blustery. Hopefully this won't make the sound quality too bad. We'll see, won't we? So just come on here from the coastal path. Like I say, if you're not a member, then you need to go down and pay at the cafe. There's a Ventnor radar station up the top there. Lots of work going on that kind of a big old house up there. I think that used to be an old people's place. Don't know what is happening to it now. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comment section to this video. We're mid-April 2024 on a particularly blustery day. It's a Monday, so there won't be too many people here today, which is kind of how I like it. That's a little gift there from a dog walker. Thank you very much. Let me know in the comments section if you've ever visited Ventnor Botanical Gardens. I used to come in here constantly when it was owned by, well, it still is owned by Isle of Wight Council, but when it was managed by Isle of Wight Council. Now it's a charity. The lights might make reading that a bit tricky. I'll zoom in. You'll have to pause the video to read all of that. Yeah, let me know in the comments section if you've been here before. Certainly a very popular place to visit. Looking south out to sea. Must remember to call this place Botanic Gardens rather than Botanical Gardens. Botanical is obviously a definitely legitimate word, but this place is actually called Ventnor Botanic Gardens. Apparently it's warmer than Tresco Abbey Gardens on the Isle of Scilly, which is another favourite spot of mine. I used to go to Scilly every October, go birding. And Tresco is one of the lovely islands. I used to stay at Nowhere, which is in Old Town Bay on St Mary's. Let me know if you visited the Isles of Scilly, and if you've been to Old Town Bay, and if you know where Nowhere is. Won't bother going that way, that just swings round to the kids' play area. So I'm listening out for golden orioles, because there's been a few arriving on the south coast this morning. Smart looking bird. Size of a starling or blackbird, probably more blackbird size. The males are bright yellow, females are greeny, so the females are very difficult to see amongst the foliage of high trees. They love tall trees. The males are easier to see, especially if they fly over this big yellow blob. Their call is incredibly distinctive, kind of fluty song. And cool. Just the kind of spot where one might turn up in today if there's a few around along the south coast. I think Dorset's had at least one as well. So golden orioles used to breed near Lake and Heath, which is now an RSPB reserve. Lake and Heath Fen in the poplar trees there. I'm pretty sure they don't nest there anymore. How stable this construction is. slowly decaying like the rest of Ventnor. Relaxing is a better way of putting it. Right, well, the machine's coming up, so it might get a bit noisy. Going that way. So yeah, ooh, what's that there? Blue tip. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And there's a new thanks button now in the video descriptions, just to the right hand side of the subscribe button and the like buttons, or dislike buttons if you don't like the video. If you do like the video, then there's a new thanks button where you can make a small donation to a particular video that you like, and that helps cover the cost of me actually creating them. It takes me about an hour to shoot a video and about an hour and a half, well probably less than that, probably an hour to edit the video. But they're all free obviously, so you don't need to make a contribution. But if there's one you particularly like, then feel free, but otherwise just enjoy the video and I won't mention it anymore. Where are we now? I used to know the name of every plant collection in here, but I don't often come in here these days, although I'm a member, especially in summer when it just gets so busy. I found my best ever rare bird on the Isle of Wight in the Botanic Gardens, in the America's collection. It was a bird from America, a rose-breasted grosbeak. So that's a bird from America. I found it on the last day of October 2005, I think. 2005? No, that's rubbish. 1995, that's right. 31st of October 1995, a long time ago. So this rose-breasted grosbeak was hanging out with greenfinches, and I came down here at dusk on the last day of October in 1995, and this little group of greenfinches feeding on the ground or on the path going through the America's collection of plants, and all the birds got up, and for some reason, don't know why, I had my dog with me, just walking the dog, but for some reason I had binoculars with me, hung over my shoulder. So I grabbed the binoculars and looked at one of those birds, just thinking it would just be a greenfinch, because they're all greenfinches, and it wasn't. It was a rose-breasted grosbeak. So a very stripy face and a slight rosy colour on its kind of a chest and just under the wings. Yeah, I think that was about the 7th, no, maybe 17th, I can't remember, for England or for the UK. So very rare at the time. Still very rare. So it came over from America and it found itself in the America's plant collection. But they were actually yews, which obviously is a European species. So I think the greenfinches were feeding on yew berries, and the grosbeak had just got in with a group of birds that was eating berries and seeds that it wanted to eat as well. So found some buddies and was hanging out with them for a few days, and it was in here for, I think, 3 days it was seen. So into early November. So that was fun. That's the rarest bird I found on the Isle of Wight, was in the Ventnor Botanic Gardens. Chiff-chaff singing. There's not much bird song, so I won't bother taking the microphone off so you can hear them better. It's a nice chiff-chaff there. It's kind of midday now, so bird song has kind of waned a bit. Definitely better to get out early in the morning if you want to hear the best bird song, wherever you are. There's a mowing machine again. Oh, there's a gold crest. Smart little bird. Very cool. So we also get fire crests nesting in the undercliff, in fir trees and ivy presumably, but they're different from gold crests. They look the same, they're physically the same structure and size, and or another crest, another kinglet if you're in America. But firecrest has a fiery crown which it raises when it's being aggressive towards another firecrest. It also has an obvious white supercilium. So whereas Goldcrest has a very plain face, but it also has that yellowy crest, Firecrest has a orangey crest and also a white eye stripe, which is really obvious. Nice bit of a, I can't remember the name for now, rock rose there, some sort, cultivated version. And also they have kind of orangey on the shoulders, Firecrests. Lots and lots of wall lizards here. I found a sheltered spot out of the wind. There'd be basking wall lizards in this sun. It's not particularly warm, but it's good for wall lizards even now in this blustery conditions. So when was the last time you visited Ventnor Botanic Gardens? So what have I been up to today? So I did a bit of writing earlier on. Haven't uploaded a video this morning. Might have done a short video, can't remember. Might put that on my other channel, Steve Jones Wild Writer. Do subscribe to that one if you want some more content around nature and nature writing, and all shot in Ventnor at the moment. Yeah, so a bit of writing earlier on, and let's cross through here. There's the Americas collection just over there. Little pond. If you're a frog, this is a bit of a disaster, this pond, because you can't really get in and out, and it's packed with fish and terrapins. But yeah, if you blunder into this pond as a frog, you're not going to get it out again. There's steep sides, sheer drops, you just can't get out. Don't know why people design ponds like this. It's a formal pond rather than a wildlife pond, I suppose. So peaceful down here on a day like this, on a Monday when there's very few other people around. This is very mature. Certainly when I first started to come in here when I was younger, it was a lot more open than this, a lot more sunny. Now it's become a lot more mature and shrubby. If it was me, I'd open it up a bit, have a bit more sunshine down in these sorts of areas. But although I did study horticulture at one stage, but I'm no longer really a gardener, because I live in a car, don't have a garden. But yeah, I would certainly allow it to, or have it a bit more open, a bit more sunny, a bit more flowery. So a lot of the paths that used to come down from the car park have been blocked off now to try and guide people through the visitor centre, where you have to pay. Wow, this is really overgrown. I assume this is the Australia's collection. Been a while since I went down there. Ventnor Cricket Club ahead of us. Clubhouse just up there. Australian Terrace. I remember now. There's the cricket club. With steep hill cove just over the brow of the hill over there. So I'm just going to walk along this section, I think, and then drop back down. Yeah, this used to be really good for basking lizards along here, but it's much more open in those days, and these holm oaks just got away really. They need to thin out the holm oaks. They're blooming everywhere in the undercliff, and they're a real pain in my view. Definitely not everyone will agree with that though. Quite possibly nobody will. But holm oaks are incredibly successful. They love the climate in the undercliff, because it's very much a Mediterranean climate. They were introduced, I think, by the Victorians. Don't know the background really. But the jays come in the autumn. We get lots of dispersing jays kind of migrating through, and they obviously collect all the acorns and plant them, or bury them, cache them from their perspective. And they, because they're just juveniles migrating through, they don't come back. And so those acorns germinate, and holm oak is proliferating throughout the undercliff. And eventually it will come a time when it's the only species of higher canopy tree. I suppose you'll get sycamores above them, but yeah, kind of a mid canopy of holm oaks. Now I don't know if holm oak burns. You tell me in the description, or sorry, in the comments to this video, if you know whether holm oaks actually burn. Pretty sure they do, but I might be wrong. What's that in there? Little bird hopping around, but I didn't manage to look for it with binoculars, or look at it through binoculars, I mean. Anyway, don't know what that was. Probably a robin. If in doubt, it's probably a robin. Lost my train of thought there. Did I stop moaning about holm oaks? Can't remember. Here's the Americas collection anyway, where I found that rose-breasted grosbeak. Are the yews still here? I can't see them. The yews were here, I think. And so a little bit further down, pretty sure they were here. Maybe it was further down. There's one over there. There's one. There's the yew I'm talking about. Just been engulfed by a holm oak. Just about see it there. It's a blooming massive holm oak. Wasn't there when I found the grosbeak in 1995. Quite a while ago. What a lovely place. I do like the Ventnor Botanic Gardens. Do wish it was still properly open to the public. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the walk. Do subscribe to the channel, like I say, and comment in the comments section if there's any other places you'd like me to visit whilst I'm here. Other places in the undercliff in particular, but also around the Isle of Wight. I don't often get out of the undercliff around Ventnor when I'm on the island. It's my hometown. Do like it here. Yeah, there's loads of other videos on this channel. Most of them are from the Undercliff around Ventnor in particular. What they're doing here, let's see what the sign is, remind myself. Henry Bertrand Walk, Dr. Henry Bertrand, I don't know how you pronounce that. Bertrand, who knows? Don't even know if you can read it. This is opened right up, so this area was quite enclosed and overgrown a couple of years ago, and they've opened it right up, which is a good thing in my view. Soon become shady again once all these things grow up. Nice blossoms there, which is good. Shrubs and trees with flowers, going to be good for the bees and butterflies and that. Anyway, yeah, subscribe to the channel, press the like button, go and check out my other channel, Steve Jones Wild Writer. There'll be a link to that in the description to this video, if I remember. And yeah, see you at the next video.